Hey you guys, welcome back to Lagree On Demand. My name is Carina. I'm here with Tron, and today we got an upper body workout for you. Arms and abs on our micro with our pulleys. It's going to be a good time. Anywho, let's get started. We're already on one light sprain. We're going to take it to the back, but we'll face the front. It's going to be a giant plank to pike. I know you're going to want to do a push-up now, but don't worry. I'm going to ruin the surprise. I'm going to give that to you in 1 minute. So for now, just focus on your plank to pike. Starting in that high plank, start to lift those hips when you're ready for that pike. Your heels will stay high. Your head will hang heavy. Remember, on that one light spring, you guys, you're just finding that position of the upper body. You're seeing where you can go. Perfect. Now the shoulders have to stay in the sockets here. Okay, we're not going to let the shoulders kind of creep up to the ears, the cheeks, or the chin. The shoulders are there to stabilize you. We drag and we slide, gliding back. Perfect. Now the next time you're down, you're going to slowly add that push-up. It might be a small push-up, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, girl, get it. One plank to pike, one giant push-up. Now, if you're taking your push-up on your knees, I honestly would rather you just stay with your plank to pike so you don't have to transition from your toes to your knees a million times. And if that push-up is scary to you, remember, it can be super, super small. Any type of bend and stretch from the elbows, we'll consider a push-up. You guys, this is awesome. Your chin is off the chest. Your gaze is forward on that push-up. You gotta breathe and use that center core. Think of folding in half on that pike, squeezing the belly in, slowly looking forward, bending and lowering for that push-up. You guys, we got 15 seconds left. Do not worry. I'm dropping you down to your knees and down to those elbows. We're headed to your giant kneeling crunch. We'll be on those elbows for our modified plank in 3, 2, and 1. Nice job for those push-ups, girl. Down to the knees, giant kneeling crunch. Maybe we go palms up or facing one another. You tuck your chin, you guys. You round and curl. Now, let's talk about the difference here from that plank to pike you just did 2 seconds ago. Here, we're rounding the body. We're folding the body. We're bringing the ribs closer to the hips, like we're rounding over an imaginary beach ball. Yes, we're safely coming down to that modified plank. Good. She's just going to focus on this kneeling crunch, squeezing those inner thighs, using the lower body for support. Now, you guys can see the shoulders stay right over the elbows. That's super important here. If she was to just pull in with the elbows or pull in with the shoulders, the core would be cheated, right? It wouldn't have to do anything. Activate from that center core. Think of driving your belly button towards the sky. Perfect, you guys. Take a nice big breath. Big inhale, pull, squeeze, shorten the space between your rib bones and your hips. Good. Next time you're down, I'm going to take you to that saw. No crunch, just the saw. In 3, 2, 1. We look forward. Just stay with this saw. Good. You're still on your elbows. You're still on your knees. Giant kneeling saw. Perfect, you guys. Now, I know we're focusing a little bit more on the upper body today, but I want you to remember this lower body here can still work. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze those inner thighs. Staying with that saw for another 15 seconds. Good. Now we're going to put the two together, one crunch, one saw. You'll have to really pay attention to the difference. Last 3, 2, pause those elbows right there. We tuck that chin again. We round and curl. Fold the body. There you go. She's going to come down slow and steady, resisting that spring tension. Good, you guys. That saw happens here. She reaches out with that carriage. Amazing. Look at those elbows go in front of the shoulders. That's when you know that saw is going. Tuck that tailbone around the body, curl the spine for that crunch. We have to remember the crunch is a shortening move. The saw is a lengthening move. So when you do this saw, yes, yep, you're trying to lengthen. You're keeping those hips in line with the shoulders. When you do that crunch, we're shortening the ribs to hips. You guys, I'm going to bring you back to that saw one last time, only the saw. We're there in 10 seconds, okay? Breathe, breathe, breathe. Maybe finishing with one crunch, tucking that chin, folding that body. We're going just for the saw. I know there are some of you out there that want to take this on your toes, so you're going to go for it in 3. Just that saw in 2. Just that saw, you guys. Knees or toes, stay with me. Toes are going to be a much spicier version. Knees are totally fine. You do you. Listen to that body. Bring those elbows out in front of you. Drag those elbows back on in. Just the saw. Final chance to pop up onto those toes. You guys, we are going to have a seat on that back platform. We're going to keep our super crunch on the back, facing the front today. Your booty, your butt is going to replace your knees. We'll still need that carriage. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. So we're going to have a seat on the back. Take your feet underneath your carriage strap. Now, I know that back platform's not super big, so you might have to do a little adjusting of the booty. We can always take those elbows wide or those arms out in front of you. Starting to hinge back, slowly hinging back. Now, it's not about cranking yourself back up. It's literally about using that center core to slowly bring you back up. Now, the hard part here is that you never want to actually sit all the way up. Think of where you can keep tension in that center core. Amazing. Slow and steady, bringing that upper body and the lower body together. Good, you guys. This looks awesome. Now, try not to straighten the legs out completely. There's always a little bend behind those knees. Think of scooping in with that belly button. Take this as that active recovery. I have you off your shoulders, off your wrists, off your elbows, where you started the first 6 minutes of your workout. So strong. You guys, you're going to come down and add on. All I want you to do at the bottom of your super crunch is take 1 rep, lifting those arms up, energy through those fingers, biceps to ears, arms come back down, and then we go back to that super crunch how we started. That looks beautiful. Remember, you guys, constant tension in that center core, light from the tops of those feet on that carriage strap. Arms reach up, slow. You know, it's like we want to bring those arms back and slam those arms. No roller coaster arms here. Yes, good, good, good. You guys know we're going for just the arms in 10 seconds. I'm going to make you hold the legs, hold the carriage, hold the torso in 5. Good. She's going to keep that chin lightly off that chest in 3. Holding back in 2. Good. Bring those knees in slightly. Now just the arms, you guys, lifting up and dropping down. You might not be able to get those arms up that high. That's totally fine. You're just seeing where those arms can go. Yes, we're about to take those elbows wide and add a little bit more oblique connection for this super crunch. Last 10 seconds with those arms. Notice we are still holding the torso. We're still holding those legs. Good. Those elbows are going to come wide in 3. Elbows wide in 2. Elbows wide. We tap those fingers towards the ears. Now when we come up, we're going to pick a direction. Doesn't matter to start. And you're going to rotate it. Amazing. You're going to lay back down. Well, not all the way down, but you get my point. We're going for the opposite twist. You guys, anytime you twist, you are working those obliques, okay? Think right where your hips are, right where your waistline is, okay? You're twisting right where the top of your high-waisted leggings are. You're twisting like you mean it here. Welcome to that super crunch with your rotation. We'll stay here for 20 more seconds, and then I'll make you hold those legs and just do the rotation. As you come down, you're trying not to let that chin drop or the head drop behind you. Last 10 seconds. We hold the carriage, we hold the legs, and we'll just rotate on the back. Think of a small Russian twist. 3, 2, last 30 seconds, you guys. You stay back, you hold those legs, you hold that carriage. Just the rotation. It doesn't have to be fast. If you prefer your hands to prayer, if you prefer your arms crossed, you're just taking that rotation, scooping, pulling that belly button in. Final 15 seconds. Get ready to take your oblique series at the front. We start with the twisted wheel, okay? We're going to give the right side our love today. Transitioning to the front of our micro in 3, 2, and 1. We're coming to the front. We'll take the right knee down, left knee on top. So this is your twisted modified plank. All I want you guys to do is think of squeezing those inner thighs, hinging from the upper body. No spring change, nothing needed yet. We're still on a light spring. Good, lift that right hip a little higher. Nice, hold that. Dragging back in. You guys can experiment with where you're holding on the actual front platform. Maybe it's in the corners, maybe it's flat as a pancake. Maybe your thumbs are pointed to the same direction you're facing. This is your twisted wheel. Good, lift that right hip a little higher. Hold that right pinch, hold that right cinch. Beautiful. You guys, equal weight in those arms. Shoulders and chest remain square. I know your hips are open, but your shoulders and chest must remain square to the ground. Good. Take a second to think what the legs are doing. The inner thighs are active. Your knees are squeezing. Final 15 seconds. No variations here for your wheel. Lengthen from that crown of the head. Last 10. All right, friends, your hands are exactly where they need to be. You are exactly where you need to be, minus your knees. We're going to pop up to those toes. We go right to a single-sided twisted bear in 3, 2, and 1. Hands stay the same. Toes replace your knees. You bend your knees towards the direction of your left elbow, the direction of your left tricep, the left handlebar, however you want to think about it. Good. Now you can adjust the feet if you need to. You can stay in the previous move if you need to modify. But I do want you guys to stay focused on this right dominant side. Not to say the left does not work. It just works a little bit differently than that right side here. Good. You can squeeze down into those toes. You can hug and tighten up from the armpits. Think of how you can anchor the hands and the toes here. Maybe adjust the hands. Amazing, friends. Now you're going to pull those knees in. In about 15 seconds, we're going to hold. You'll be holding your twisted bear, keeping that core engaged, and you're just going to be going up and down with those knees. 8 seconds, we hold that bear. We hold those knees in. Carriage is stable. In 4, 3, 2, hold. Now start to lower, down, just a tad, and start to lift. Good. Think of that twisted bear pulse. Down and up. Shoulders and chest are still square. Good. We're going up a little, down a little. You choose how much you're twisting. You guys, I got you here for 10 more seconds. Good. I'm going to give those wrists a break. We'll head to your side plank next in 5. Right elbow drops. We go to our side plank in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. We drop that right elbow down. We'll give the wrists a little break. Love it. She's going to go right to those toes. You guys, when you're ready, you float that left arm up. Imagine that left middle finger pulling you to the sky. Good. She's going to lift higher from that right side body. You could either look towards the left hand. You could also look down to the floor or even straight ahead. You guys, those hips are still stacked. Belly button's facing the direction that you are facing. Good. Now I'm just going to offer one variation today. If you're ready for it, this left leg is going to float and start to lift up and down. Even though that left leg is lifting, I need you focused on the right side. Can you lift that right hip higher? Can you push down into that platform? Hold that right side body as that left leg lifts. Amazing. We got 10 more seconds left. You guys know we got a good twister in. My personal fave, last oblique move on this right side. In 3, 2, and 1. We're up to those high handlebars. We cross the right foot in front. All we do here is we take the left foot behind. We wrap those hands. We wrap those elbows. Thumbs are pointed straight ahead. She's going to lower down to a twisted plank. From there, we tighten up, right? We bring those two together. We squeeze and we pinch. In a sense, this is literally a twisted plank to pike. Yes, once again, same rules apply. Shoulders and chest are square. You guys, this is great. We're lifting up from that right side. We're bringing that hip bone closer to your rib. The carriage should never touch that front platform. Nice work here. Final 10 seconds before we add a hinge. So this is just your traditional classic twister. Your hinge is going to hold your twisted plank and hinge from your shoulders in 3. In 2, hold your twisted plank. Don't let that right hip drop or lift. Just hinge from your shoulders. Oh my gosh, she's about to hit that back platform. I love to see that. She's going to drag herself forward and go back to twister. We have 1 twisted hinge, 1 twister for our combo. You guys, this is not easy. This is a tough one. This is a spicy one. Great news. I have one and only one more variation for you with your twister today. It's our spicy finale for this right side. We see if we can hold that carriage in 10 seconds. We see if we can bring the left knee to your left elbow. The carriage will not move when we bring that left knee to our left elbow. 3, 2, hold the carriage, left knee to left elbow. Left toes might tap back, left knee to left elbow. Left toes might tap back, and then we squeeze and pull from there. You guys, this is a tricky one. You got 10 seconds. Hold that right side body. Good pull. Nice squeeze there. We're dropping down to a forearm plank for hip dips in 3, 2, and 1. Amazing job on that right side, girl. That was so good. You guys, let's meet in a forearm plank on our elbows. I know you thought you were done with our obliques. We're just getting started. Let's start some hip dips. When you are ready, we're going to rainbows with those hips. Up and over, up and down. Now, I know some of you out there might want to just hold your forearm plank. We're just using this as a minute transitioner to get our breath back in, to kind of refocus, re-square, recenter ourselves. We'll be back to our obliques for the left side. Good. You choose how big your hip dip is, obviously paying attention to the lower back, paying attention to those toes and ankles. Last 15 seconds, you guys, we're starting the same exact series for our left oblique. Think of it this way. The first round was your practice round. Your right side was the guinea pig. Your left side is the chance to get it right. Good. We go right to that twisted wheel in 5. Good. You're down to your left knee in 3, 2, 1. We transition to our twisted modified plank. She is in it. Right knee is on top of that left. We hinge for 4, for 3. Slowly back for 2, and 1. Now that's a 4 count, you guys. You can think 4 counts back, 4 counts forward. If you want to go even slower, take it to a 6, take it to an 8, maybe even a 10 today. If you're like, oh gosh. Good. Now I have no pulses for you, no crazy combos, none of that. We're just going to get this left oblique going. Really, really strong, you guys. So notice that the twist is in the hips, not necessarily in the shoulders, chest, or collarbones. Pull in with those ribs. Think of wearing a corset. Zip the ribs, pull the belly in, Hold those inner thighs. Really good work. Now your hands are exactly where they need to be. All we have to do is replace your toes, replace your knees with your toes. 15 seconds left in your wheel, transitioning to our twisted bear. Good, you guys. That gaze is slightly forward. That chin is slightly tucked. Your toes are replacing your knees in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Toes replace your knees. Welcome to your twisted bear. Good. Now, again, I will not be able to feel this for you. Unfortunately, I can't even see you guys at home, right? So you need to pay attention to how much rotation works. How much of a twist works for you today. Might be different than yesterday, might be different than tomorrow. How much of that twist is going to work for you today? Friendly reminder, shoulders are over elbows, elbows are over wrists. We had a conversation about this literally before we pressed the start button to film for you guys today. Your arms are constantly working. In this plank, your shoulders are in the sockets, your triceps are active, your lats are squeezing underneath your armpits. That's your upper body work that you always love so much. It's like, wow, I did a 10-minute plank series. Why were my arms so sore? Because they helped you not fall flat on your face, right? You guys, we got 15 seconds left in this twisted bear. We hold those knees in. If we hold the knees, naturally, the carriage is going to hold as well. We're there in 5, 4. Yes, killing it, girl. We're there in 3, 2, and 1. She's holding those knees in. She's going to start to lift up and down. The up and down is not a big motion at all. Okay, the hips are slightly twisted, which means the knees follow as well. Good. We'll give those wrists a break here, you guys. We're down to that side plank. 10 seconds. Hold those knees in a little bit more. Good, 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 good. We'll face away from you guys at home. The left elbow drops in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Safe and steady. We drop that left elbow. We're off the wrists, you guys. Take a moment to find that left elbow. Find that left shoulder. Welcome to your side plank. You've been here before, not on the left side today, but you've been here before on the right arm. Here you can think of the energy shooting up to the sky if you have that right arm up. You can also think of that side body from the left armpit all the way down to your left ankle. You guys, as long as that left hip is high, that left hip is really, really strong and active, you're going to start to lift that right leg. There's no pressure. Feel like, oh, hell no, this doesn't work for me today. I'm falling flat on my face. I'm like rolling to the floor. Hey, guess what? No worries, because you can hold your side plank. You guys, you got 15 seconds left here. Try to lift that left hip higher. Amazing. That's your number one goal. That's tough. I know it's tough. We hold that left hip up. 10 seconds. You breathe. You keep that left hip up. You guys, you're crushing it. We go right back to that twister in 4. Hands to your high handlebars in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. We grab those handlebars. Now this time it's your left toes in front, your right toes behind. Perfect. She's going to shift her body weight forward. She's once again front loaded. Let's start with your classic twister. Pinching and squeezing from that left hip, that left side body, bringing your left hip bone closer to your rib. Yes, the carriage will move here. I know we're still on that light spring. We have yet to change it all workout. We're approaching our 25-minute mark. You guys, you are crushing the game here. Stay with me. I promise your obliques will not last forever. They will thank you tomorrow for this series, this crazy series. We're about to add a shoulder hinge. It's a twisted shoulder hinge. In 3. Carriage goes back. In 2. Left hip lowers right to that diagonal line. You guys can see that diagonal line she's created for you. 1 shoulder hinge, 1 twister. Stay with it. The twister is a shortening move. Remember, you're shortening the space between your rib and your hip. The twisted saw The twisted hinge is a lengthening move. Yes. You guys, we got one and only one more variation. You all know your right knee. You all know your right elbow. If not, hopefully you can fake it till you make it. Right knee to right elbow in 3, 2, hold that left side. Hold that carriage. Bring that right knee in. Really squeeze it. Feel that squeeze. Feel that pinch. Don't let the carriage move. Final 10. Amazing. She's going to drop her hands right to the floor. We just hold a plank, a high plank with the hands on the floor in 3, 2, and 1. She drops her hands to the floor in front of her, flat as a pancake. Safely get into this one, you guys. Good. Now listen carefully. The right foot is going to tap the floor. Right foot taps the floor, and then her right knee pulls into her left elbow. She replaces the right foot down on the carriage. Left foot taps over. Left knee floats to the right elbow. Left foot goes on that carriage. Good. The right foot goes out, in, and taps. Amazing. Now this is crazy for your obliques. You're already halfway through it. It's insane. I know. I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel your struggle, girl. I feel you guys at home. Stay with me. Good. Imagine bringing that knee towards that front handlebar or that front elbow. You got 10 more seconds here. Don't fall flat on your face. Hold your plank if you need to. We're about to have a seat on the front for seated chest opener. In 3, in 2, and 1. Nice job, love. Good work. You can have a seat. You guys, I'm going to add another light spring. So she's on 2 now. All right. She could do crisscross applesauce. She could do her knees down. Good. Now this one is tricky because it's a super small motion. It's just the idea of lengthening up through the crown of your head. Keeping those arms straight, pressing back with that carriage. The palms would still face behind you like any chest opener. If we use straps, if we used a different machine, the shoulders roll. The shoulders have to roll. And you have to squeeze, okay? Pull that belly up and in. Think squeezing from the stomach, squeezing from those triceps. No breaking from the wrists. Pushing those shoulders back. In with the stomach, back with those palms. Activate those triceps. Good, you guys. Remember, I told you it's a small motion here. Good if you want to keep those feet crossed, keep the knees crossed, or you can always go feet flat, knees up. You choose. We're going to see how far back we can go. Good. We're holding there in 4. Holding there in 3. Holding back in 2. Holding back with those arms. Perfect. See if you can go a little bit more. Nice. Good. We go back to that full range in 5. Back to that full range in 3, 2, and 1. Back to that full range. If anyone's feeling a real challenge today, you bring your legs up to tabletop, maybe even teaser. I know that sounds like, oh gosh, the struggle is real. She's like, I'm going to do it though. It's hard to keep your arms straight, exactly, because you're fighting 2 sprains, and now you're fighting the body weight in front of you. Your legs have floated. You guys, we only have one more hold. We're there in 5. Good. We keep the carriage back in 3, in 2, 1. 10 seconds here. Squeeze those knees. See if you can straighten those legs. You got it, girl. 8. Carriage back. 7. Good. Carriage back for 6, for 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. She's going right to tricep dips. Girl, that was amazing. She's like, oh man, I thought that was it for triceps. Here we go, you guys. We got tricep dips for the next couple minutes. Couple options with your feet. She's showing you with a long position of the feet. You could always bend them and drive them in as well. Totally up to you with whatever works. Maybe your heels are down and your toes are up. Good. Now let's imagine your elbows laser beams shining behind you, right? We're going down and up as slow as you can for this tricep dip. You guys, I will not keep you in this tricep dip for as long as I did for that seated chest opener. You're crushing the game here. You're seeing where you can go. Good. We have one hold, and that is it. 15 seconds left. We hold that tricep dip. Good. Try not to let that chin drop. Good. Think of those shoulders rolling back. We hold at the bottom of our tricep dip. You hold there in 3, 2, and 1. She's there. She's holding that tricep dip, locking the elbows in, pulling the stomach in tighter. Last 10 seconds, you guys. See where you can hold this tricep dip at. Your hips are underneath your shoulders. Your elbows are bent. For 5, we're going for a seated chest opener, aka hug a tree, in 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. I think I said seated. Technically, we can do kneeling. We're going to face the front, and we're going to get to use these pulleys. All right, let's stay on our 2 light springs. You guys will play with it depending on what springs you have at home. And we can also use the longer straps for anyone with longer arms who feel like they need more room. Good. Now notice here, she's not leaning forward with her torso. She's maintaining that upright position. This looks great. Squeeze, slow, and bring them in. Nice, you guys. Now see how her toes are kind of propped up on that back ring of fire? That might be a more comfortable version versus keeping your feet tucked. You'll play with it for sure. Just know that you are on a moving object. Literally. You are on a carriage right now. Nice. Elbows stay up at shoulder height as you squeeze. Great adjustments as you pull in. She never really loses the hands from her peripheral vision. Sometimes when I see this in class, I have everybody like bringing their arms so far behind them. I'm like, doesn't that hurt your shoulder? Like, can you not even see your hand anymore? You want to maintain that tension in the chest, right between the chest and the shoulder. Think of the pecs working here. Squeezing tight, holding that stomach in tighter. Really good. Start to notice, you guys, if one arm is working harder than the other. I sure hope not. But just pay attention to that. Perfect. Now she's got 15 seconds left before I make her just take little lifts up and down in this circular position. We'll return back to this full range. Good, you guys. If you ever need to lower the arms lower than your chest, that's fine. I know it's called a kneeling chest fly. Just playing with it here. We're coming into that lift, or coming into that hold, in 3, 2, and 1. Just hold those arms. Go ahead and relift those elbows. Good. Drop those shoulders back. Tuck that chin. Good, you guys. We're going back to that full range in 3, in 2, and 1. We start to open again as slow as you can. Good. You keep the shoulders in the sockets. As you exhale, you squeeze, you pull, bring those arms together. Kneeling chest fly, using that strength. Keeping those shoulders in the sockets. Perfect. We got 15 seconds left here. Nice, you guys. We got one more with our pulleys today. We're going right for that upper lift variation. Palms will be up, arms will be in front of you. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. We'll see if we can bring those arms out. That was a 2.5 minute kneeling chest fly. All right, you guys. Now it's going to feel like you can't go very far. I just want you to go down maybe like 2 or 3 inches. Amazing. Right back up, hopefully at shoulder height. From there, you're going to open a little, maybe 2 or 3 inches out. Keep the palms up. This is chest work within itself. Yeah. Down 2 or 3 inches, up 2 or 3 inches without breaking the wrists. Good. Out 2 or 3 inches. Palms staying up, squeezing in. Really, really strong. Down just a couple. Up slow. Perfect. Out a little. Yes, girl. We're starting with the combo, meaning we won't be here forever. You're still on 2 light springs, and you're still in that upright position for that torso. Amazing. Good. We're going to stick with just the out and in motion in 3, in 2. We hold those arms where we can. We keep a soft mini bend of those elbows, just the out and the in motion right here. She's like, oh gosh, I got to close my eyes and focus. Yes, girl. Keep those elbows slightly bent off the rib cage. 10 seconds left. You're going up and down to finish. Way to stay with me, friends. You're going up and down with those arms. It doesn't have to be big to be effective. 3, 2, pull those arms in. Squeeze. Stick that chest out. Up and down. Good. Slight tuck of that chin. If your arms are feeling like 1,000,000 pounds right now, you're doing it right. How about that? Whoo! She's like, I'm doing it right. Good, you guys. We got final 10 seconds here, and then you are done with those pulleys. I know, I'm keeping you in 2 long moves with them. Keep lifting, keep breathing for 5. Nice. We got push-ups on the front in 3, in 2, and 1. She's going to drop those, guys. Good. I know, right from chest. I'm so mean. Right from chest to chest. She's going to either choose her hands there, or you can choose your hands here, so it will be more a chest-focused push-up. All right. She's going to hopefully not fall flat on her face, and then she's going to see where she can go. How's that feel? She's like, we'll see. Now, you guys, I'm not asking for you to like rep these out. I need you to think of like, okay, I'm going to focus. I'm going to wrap my elbows, find that connection from my chest, find that connection from my shoulders, use my core as I get myself right back up. Good. Imagine like someone holding your hips or like a shelf right underneath your rib cage. You're lowering down. That position stays. It comes up with you. Perfect. I got you on time. You're more than halfway through this. She's like, oh, good work, you guys. Last 10 seconds. Maybe you give me one more. Maybe you give me 2 more. We're giving the upper body love either way. We're back to the back for a low plank in 3, in 2, and 1. Nice work. We got a couple more minutes here. Final bit of the workout. Elbows are going to stay down. She'll be on her toes and her elbows. Giant reverse, low plank. All right. Now, once she's comfortable, she can even like under grip the wrists. She's just going to start to give me that pike on her forearms. Good. Now we're fighting against the springs. Beautiful. We slowly come down without those heels dropping. Yes, there you go. Now, you guys, remember, your body placement matters. So if your carriage is hitting your front platform, maybe you scooch those feet back. I know height is a factor as well. So good. Now, even if you have to hold your plank, you guys, or make this pike super small, totally fine. Perfect. We're coming up to that giant reverse bear. She's there in 10. Toes stay exactly where they are. Hands replace those elbows or hold that ring of fire in 4. No variations here, just 3 moves. 3, 2, 1. She's up to that giant reverse bear. She could tuck her toes underneath the strap. Perfect, if she wanted to. You guys, I'm just going to keep the clock running here. Look at that tabletop position of this. I know, so crazy. Yes, the final move, she's going to drop her knees, which is like, great. Woo, I'm in a modified plank. She's got 10 more seconds until she's in that wheel. Her knees replace her toes. Her hands stay exactly where they are. 3, 2, 1. Knees replace her toes. She's down, but she's tucking her tailbone. She's in that modified plank position. Keep the shoulders from the ears. This does not have to be super big. Yes, woman, look at that. We've kept her shoulders and her lats and her triceps active. Good. She's going to imagine that kind of rib connection, that corset, that belly button pulling in. Good. Final 15 seconds, you guys. Once again, no variations here. I just wanted you to push through 3 moves, tucking that chin, seeing where you can go. Last 8. Perfect. Dragging and squeezing. You know we're finishing with some burpees today in 5. We're going to take it to the front in 3, 2, and 1. You guys, we're going reverse burpees. Staying on that light spring. We'll start on the floor. Maybe you lift your arms up. Maybe you lift your heels up. Woo! Last move of our workout. And then we come down. Good. You can do the push-up if you want to. And if you're like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing this push-up today. Don't worry, Tron will do it for you. So, she's like, sheesh, called out. You guys, because this is more of a narrow grip, it's more of a tricep push-up versus the push-ups I made you do not too long ago on those front handlebars. Yes, her arms are going up. She's jumping for joy. Love it. You guys, this is going to be the high of your day. Don't lie. Maybe you speed it up. Maybe you slow it down. You stay with that wonderful burpee. Good. I want everyone doing these burpees with me. Staying strong. Last 15 seconds. You guys know we have to hold that high plank. In 10. I'm going to let you choose your feet to stay on the floor or if you want your feet to come to that front platform. We hold that reverse high plank in 5, in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. She's on that front platform. We are counting down, you guys. You are seconds away from finishing out your workout strong. Good. If you want to stay with that burpee, you do you. You stay with that burpee. You want to drop down to those elbows. For a forearm plank, you drop down to those elbows. If you need to modify on your knees, you're on your knees, but you're still with me. 15 seconds. You are holding that stomach in. You are holding everything for dear life. Slight tuck of that chin. Pull the shoulders in the socket. Last 8. Amazing. Think of pushing up and away from that floor. Good work. 4, 3, 2, and you made it. All right, you guys, we're going to take those burpees again. Just kidding. So mean. Thanks for working out with us. We hope you guys had a good workout. We'll see you on Lagree On Demand real soon. I need everyone doing the burpees with me.